Imagine a world where Manchester United never fell into debt, never lost its dominance, and never became a laughingstock in the transfer market. Well, believe it or not, the downfall of one of the biggest football clubs in history all started. So, how did this happen? And how did it lead to the Glazer family taking over Manchester United? Strap in, because this story is about bad bets, business takeovers, and how one of football's greatest clubs fell from grace. The saga of Manchester United's financial troubles began in the early 90s with a racehorse named Rock of Gibraltar. Co-owned by Sir Alex Ferguson and Irish billionaire John Magnier, Rock of Gibraltar had the potential to generate huge profits from its breeding rights. Ferguson believed he had a stake in those rights, but Magnier and his partner saw him more as a celebrity owner than a true business partner. This disagreement escalated into a legal battle, with Ferguson suing Magnier for a share of the horse's stud fees, which could have been worth tens of millions. The tension culminated in Magnier and McManus selling their 28.7% stake in Manchester United. Enter Malcolm Glazer, an American businessman who had made his fortune in real estate and sports franchises. The Glazers didn't just buy a minority share, they used a controversial method known as a leveraged buyout, where they borrowed money to finance the purchase and expected the club itself to pay back the debt. Prior to this takeover, Manchester United was debt-free, self-sustaining, and able to spend freely on top talent. But after the Glazers took control, the club found itself burdened with over £500 million in debt, almost overnight. From 2005 to 2024, Manchester United paid over £1.5 billion in interest. This financial drain on the club could have been used to build an even stronger team, but the Glazers' priorities lay elsewhere. The real problems began when Ferguson retired in 2013. United needed serious investment to rebuild the squad, but instead of taking strategic action, the club spiraled into turmoil, both on and off the pitch. Since Ferguson's departure, United has seen 6 permanent managers, 2 chief executives, and 1 set of owners, the Glazers. Despite spending £1.43 billion on transfers and £40 million on managerial salaries, the club has yet to win a league title, and their debt has risen to nearly £1 billion. Jose Mourinho followed Van Gaal in 2016, bringing with him a reputation as a serial winner. However, Mourinho's abrasive style led to tensions with the club's management and players. Despite finishing second in the Premier League in the 2017-18 season, 19 points behind Manchester City, Mourinho's combative approach, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, appointed as interim manager in December 2018, offered a brief respite from United's troubles. A series of impressive results, including a famous comeback against PSG in the Champions League, earned him a permanent role. The signing of Cristiano Ronaldo in 2021 was an emotional move that disrupted Solskjaer's tactical plan and further exposed the club's reliance on nostalgia rather than addressing the squad's actual needs. After a series of heavy defeats, Solskjaer was dismissed in 2021. Erik ten Hag, appointed in 2022 after the disastrous tenure of Ralf Rangnick, inherited a club in crisis. His early tenure saw mixed results, including an embarrassing 4-0 defeat to Brentford. Ten Hag quickly made significant changes, removing Cristiano Ronaldo after his controversial interview and revamping the squad with hand-picked signings. Despite these efforts, Ten Hag's first full season was filled with challenges. United initially appeared to be improving, securing a surprise FA Cup victory over Manchester City. However, their progress was hindered by persistent defensive and tactical issues. And the latest manager to sit in the dugout at Old Trafford is Ruben Amorim. The former Sporting CP boss took over a club in need of restructuring after the departure of Erik ten Hag. Amorim quickly implemented a more structured, possession-based style of play, focused on pressing and high intensity. He's worked to blend youth and experience, integrating younger players into key roles, while trying to instill a more cohesive and disciplined approach on the field, ultimately pushing away star player Marcus Rashford, who is now on loan at Aston Villa. While his tactical vision has shown promise, Amorim's early days at United have been defined by mixed results. There have been signs of progress, especially in their defensive organisation and midfield control, but the team has struggled in high-pressure matches against top-tier rivals. His attempts to rebuild the squad have been met with both support and criticism, particularly around his handling of transfers and some key tactical decisions. But with a contract that spans multiple years, Amorim has time to shape his legacy at Old Trafford, but he will need to balance the club's aspirations with the reality of rebuilding a squad that remains in transition. The Glazers, who have owned the club since 2005, have prioritized commercial revenue over sporting success, leading to growing fan dissatisfaction. Their role in the failed European Super League further fueled unrest. Ed Woodward, who served as United's executive vice-chairman for many years, was also seen as a key figure in the club's decline. United's managerial saga post-Ferguson has highlighted the difficulty of rebuilding a once great club while balancing commercial interests. Despite a series of high-profile managers, the club has struggled to regain its former dominance, with each manager facing their own set of challenges. The failure to integrate both footballing success and commercial growth has led to a crisis of identity at Manchester United. Manchester United's commercial revenue has skyrocketed from £44 million in 2005 to over £300 million in 2023. The club has successfully built a global brand, attracting sponsorships for a wide range of products, from tires to skincare, and strengthening relationships through annual pre-season tours around the world. In 2014, the club signed a groundbreaking 10-year, £750 million kit deal with Adidas, which was later extended in 2023 to a £900 million contract. They also secured a significant shirt sponsorship deal with Qualcomm. However, despite generating massive revenue, fans are frustrated with where the money has gone. The Glazers' financial approach, including their regular dividend payments, has caused widespread discontent among fans. In 2019, they earned £56 million from selling shares, on top of the £18 million in dividends. In November 2022, during the FIFA World Cup, Manchester United announced that the Glazers were open to selling the club, although they would also consider new investment options. This announcement sparked significant interest, particularly from Sir Jim Ratcliffe, a lifelong United supporter and one of Britain's richest men. Ratcliffe's potential investment included £158 million, marking the first owner-funded investment in United since 2012-13. However, when looking at the Glazers' total financial involvement with the club, their contribution is minimal. Over 2 decades, they have invested only £45 million into United, despite taking £432 million in dividends. This stark contrast highlights the Glazers' financial practices, which have left United with the least amount of owner funding in the Premier League. The Glazers didn't just buy Manchester United, they exploited it. For nearly 20 years, they've drained the club financially, prioritized profits over performance, and turned a footballing giant into a corporate machine. Maybe one day United will return to their glory, but until then, United fans can only dream of a world where Ferguson never argued over a horse.